And we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Remote Try Podcast. We have a special edition today from the beach in the Tenerife. We've been here for about a month and just wanted to show you the amazing beach of Teresita. This is in the north of the Tenerife. You can get here by bus actually from Santa Cruz, which is the capital of Tenerife. And it's really beautiful. People come here after work. It's sunny every day, 23 every day of the year. It's a fantastic place. And the digital nomad community is quite big here. You've got hundreds, maybe thousands of people spread across the island because the internet is great. You've got 150 megabits, and you can do surf, you can do paragliding. So it's really a good space. You can pay in euros because this is Spain territory. So it's looking good. I recommend everyone to come here. And we've got Mo, our lawyer in house today. We're gonna chat about a few things. Tell me, Mo.
Hi, Andrew. You're teasing me. You're just enjoying the beach. I'm sitting here in the office. It's very teasing place. That your background is amazing, which is like next time I'll be joining you, but I need to have something more summary.
Yeah, unfortunately, I will also go back into the office, so to say. So it's not really paradise every single second here.
Yeah, I
But
understand. I
yeah,
understand.
yeah. So Mo's been our guest for a long time now. He's an expert tax advisor and a lawyer. He's helped a lot of people set up companies in the UAE and the States, the United States, and also he's helping people with digital nomad visas and remote workers. And he's also helping people obtain second citizenship. So Mo, welcome back. It's good to have you
It's
in
my
this
pleasure.
setup.
My pleasure.
What have you been up to lately? What are the news in the market?
There's a lot of news. There's more people are turning remote, and then once they set up their remote business, they go into being a digital nomad. The number of digital nomadism is growing on daily basis in different countries. I get bumping them in different airports from different locations, and the community is growing, which is very positive thing. But when you have it,
Absolutely.
when you have a niche turn into community, that's mean it will going into the mass market. That's mean it will start creating more problems.
Yeah, I can also see that the return to office wasn't that successful. I mean, a lot of companies are trying to convince people to go back in the office, but a lot of people are just quitting because they enjoyed life. They found out how it is to have a good life, and they don't want to go back to the office. So there is definitely a gap between what people want and what companies are offering. So I think that gap will be filled by new startups and new small companies that they will come and offer remote jobs by default, and there will be remote startups. So really exciting times. I can agree there. And yeah, Mo. So let's chat today a bit about three things because it was in the news quite often lately. So the residency program in Greece, the Golden Visa, which is getting popular and more expensive lately. Also the Italy Golden Visa, and also the citizenship in Cyprus, which is a big thing for non-European people and something they wish. So let's start with the Greek one. Why is it so popular in the last 2 years? I mean, 2023 was huge for the Greek Golden Visa, and why is that?
If you remember, the Greek government have gone through into a kind of bankruptcy 10 years ago, and they almost ran out of money. So the economy now is doing extremely good. It's doing much better than other traditional large EU countries like in Germany, in the UK, and in France. So the sector, especially the tourism sector in Greece, is growing so much, and there is a lot of people investing in the property, and that's opened the doors for many non-EU citizens who would like to set up a base in the EU to get into buying a property. And once they buy property, they will be eligible for the golden visa, and with the golden visa, they'll be able to live in Europe as long as they can. So it's an easy access to the EU, the Schengen area, and at the same time, you are not spending your money into something that it's investable. So you're buying a property, you can rent a property. So you pay 250k euros, and you get in return instantly when you rent a property for the
Okay,
tourism
so
sector in Greece.
that's one of the conditions to get on the Golden Visa program, buying a property which is 250,000 euros at the moment, right?
Yes, but it will.
Okay.
When any program getting very popular. That's mean there's more people are demand. The government take notice that there's more influx of people to invest, so they increased the threshold from 250, unfortunately, to 500. So
Yeah,
if you
five.
have the
Is
250
it
and you
confirmed?
would like to
No,
invest,
sorry. Is
yes,
it
I mean
confirmed?
it's, it's with dealing, you're dealing with the government, so the government have to go through the parliament and the parliament have to approve it. They start the first procedures to get approval from the parliament. It might be approved, not be approved, but once the government start thinking that we are very hot destination now and you would like to get the numbers down, so they increase the threshold from 250 to 500.
Okay, so we're expecting a rise now. Yeah, well, I was looking at some data in 2023, literally just boomed for the demand
Yes.
in the Greek Golden
Yeah,
Visa. I
yeah.
think it doubled. It's a huge number, so a lot of people are flocking to get the Golden Visa. Do you think that's because of the economy is doing well, or because people are afraid it's going to get expensive, or just because it's a cool country?
It's the straightforward way to get your foot into the Schengen area, is to get a residency in Europe. And at the same time, you will be able to get a return on investment. So it's straightforward, it's easy to be done, and actually Greece is a very good country to enjoy most of the year. It have a very good weather, very good food. You can work from anywhere there, so it's that's why mostly people in the non-EU nationals. I've seen Canadians, US citizens, Middle East, African, mainly Chinese. There is a lot of huge Chinese investors that buy property at the safe haven in Greece and they get the golden visa at the same time.
Okay. So you just said a number of nationalities that is interested in the. I was about to ask you who's interested in this Greek visa, but you just mentioned that. So yeah, it does make sense. And they were discussing in Parliament. I read an article that actually they want to increase the price because they're afraid of the Portugal syndrome, where you had an influx of people investing in real estate, and then the country and the real estate got really expensive. So I believe there's a lot of pressure from the left to increase the price, so they limit the number of these people investing in risk because the prices are going up. Definitely with that.
That's right. It's the same thing. I mean, but the Portugal had a huge influx from the Americans, mainly because it's very famous with the people in California and Miami. It have a similar
Surfing
weather.
culture, yeah,
Yes, surfing
yeah.
culture. So it's on the other side of the Atlantic. But Greece is mainly popular with the Middle East, Africa, and Chinese market. Indians also a very hot destination for Greece. So it's mixing. It doesn't have the same problem like Portugal. Portugal, the problem is that the price of the property on the locals is getting on the high side. It was Portugal used to be very cheap 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Now with the
Indeed,
influx
yeah.
of digital nomads and expats, it's getting up. Greece doesn't have the same problem. It's still cheap, but the country trying to make as much as money because other countries like Turkey, they are thinking of increasing. They already increased the threshold for the property investors, and they would like to increase the threshold for the citizenship.
Indeed, yeah, yeah. It seems like there's also a rumor that Paraguay wants to increase the wants to change the some of the requirements for the residency. So I was telling the viewers the other day that actually these things change all the time. So you want to get on the train as soon as possible because the window opportunity is closing every time with a lot of these products or services. Yeah, cool. Mo.
Yeah,
And
if you have the
so
fund,
how?
do it.
Yeah, yeah. So Mo, how would one go about applying for the Greek Golden Visa? So you said the first requirement is 250,000 invested in the property. What else do people need to prepare?
It's not just about the money. You need to find an eligible project that will. I mean, you're not able to buy any property. The property have to be
Okay,
eligible for the golden visa. That's the one thing.
all right, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, and then what else? Like, do you need a background check, criminal record? What else is there?
I mean, normally, like any other immigration application, you have to file an immigration. You have to put your document and history. There's no much checks as long as the money is coming from the bank and it's a pure source. It have to go through the other checks, but mostly it's a very straightforward application.
Okay, yeah, it does sound straightforward. Kumo. Okay, I think that was pretty good. I think we cleared out some stuff there. Also, there was another thing in the news about the Italian golden visa. I don't know much about that, to be frank. So maybe you can tell us a bit about the Italian golden visa. Like, why are people interested in that? Obviously, everyone knows Italy is a top country in terms of culture and food and hospitality. But why? I mean, why would one want to get that one? And also, how much does it cost?
I mean, the Italian golden visa is a little bit different from the Greece or the Portugal. They have different routes. One of them that you actually just need to set up a business or set up yourself in the country. You don't have to invest in property. You can set up yourself there, and you will get like a professional tax status for a couple of years. The only thing is about Italy, it's not very popular. The amount of numbers that applying is very limited compared to Greece or Portugal. I mean, Italy is a very magnificent country. It have the same time zone or the you can say the climate like Greece. It's and have different mentality, but it's not very popular compared to the other destinations because Italy have a lot of other way for anyone who would like to set up themselves in the country. They have something like digital nomad visas. They have independent visas. Anyone who would like to be there, support themselves, they can stay in the country for long term. So I think that the golden visa option will be only suitable for people who have would like to set up a base, especially in country, in Italy itself. That's the
Yeah.
difference
So,
between it and other things there.
and will people have access to the Schengen area if they get this residency, this
Yes, yes,
visa?
it's a Schengen visa country, so it's I mean they will get the same when they get the residence card. This residence card will allow them to travel visa free on the all the Schengen visa countries. And we would like to add on top of this, Romania and Bulgaria have joined the Schengen zone. You know, there is many Americans and Canadians, and especially British citizens who would like to travel in the Schengen area, and then they go to Bulgaria and Romania for a couple of
Romania.
weeks, and then go back to the Schengen zone. Now, the two countries already joined the Schengen zone, so they have to make sure that the numbers of days they allow them the Schengen zone doesn't count more than the 90 days
Correct. Because
per 180 days. Yes.
yeah, and as we know very well, I think Romania and Bulgaria are an upcoming destination because they're definitely much cheaper than Western Europe. Not super cheap, but still affordable, especially for Americans. And you can still rent a flat in Bucharest, for example, for about $600, which is great. Bulgaria is great in the seaside. It's great in the mountains. They've got some nice ski resorts. So it's definitely very appealing for people to go and live there. But that will be counted into the Schengen area from
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
from March or from when?
Yes.
Do you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, from what I was reading about, that's my knowledge at least about the Italian golden visa. I think that there is an entrance fee which is quite high, Mo. Like you have to buy bonds, or was I wrong about that?
I mean, it's they're trying to make it not as easy as others. You have to invest actually in the country themselves. That's the thing. You can if you're buying Italian government bonds, that will be 2 million euros, which is a very high threshold.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if you investing on into a shares of Italian company, it's only 500 K.
thousand.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the
Okay,
difference.
okay.
Yes, but there's another thing. If
So
you invest in a startup, it's only 250 K.
all right, all right. So you have to.
Right?
There are ways around it. You basically have to find the right opportunity. Then, yeah,
Yes, yes. But if you are an entrepreneur or would like to invest in a business in the EU and you have an opportunity and this company or the startup is already considered as an innovative startup, you can just invest 250K, and this money will allow you to get into the golden visa in Italy, which is something unique. You know, some people
yes,
doesn't
indeed.
like
Yeah, I was
investing
about
in
to say.
property. I mean, I know a lot of entrepreneurs or managers, individuals who say it's much better to invest in a startup because the startup I can have 20x, 40x, 100x. If I get a property, I can get 10%, 5%, 20%, whatever the market is doing. So for
Yeah, yeah.
risky individuals or investors who would like to do something and invest in a startup. And the startup ecosystem in Italy is going through boom now, because there is, I mean, most of the Mediterranean countries are having a much better economy compared to the West Europe, like we talk like Germany,
Yeah,
France, and UK. Yes, yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they've been trying to attract investment for a long time, and also a lot of people are moving to cheaper countries down south, like Portugal, Spain, Tenerife, where I'm here. A lot of lot of expats. You won't believe how many expats are here, Mo. And also Greece. Yeah, indeed, a lot, especially Americans. I mean, I think for the U.S. citizens, I think having a U.S. salary or having investments from the U.S. down to south of Europe, I think they find it really, really cheap and affordable. So not surprised.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah. There's a lot of opportunities opening in different places. You just need to make sure how to get early as soon as possible, not just wait before they close the door. Um, if you find an opportunity and you're eligible, if you have the funds or you have the minimum requirements, just go for it. You have nothing to lose. Actually, the amount of money or time you invest and set up yourself in the country i- early will be much more easier, and you have a much more return of investment if you compare to try because before they close the door, or they change the rule, or you get your foot after things other countries is overpopulated or a lot of trouble. So enjoy
yeah.
countries as much as you can. Yeah,
Yeah, I think Greece was a good example actually for 250,000 euros or dollars. I think that was and still is a good deal because the country is pretty safe. It's very beautiful. It's the food is fantastic. People are very friendly, and I think the investment in a flat there is pretty good, especially in Athens or around Athens, which has a lot of history and a lot of museums, and it has a UNESCO site in it. So
yeah, yeah,
absolutely, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Cool. That's very interesting to see. I think the downside of investing in Italy, from what I've heard more at least, is the bureaucracy in the tax system maybe, and the way things work there. They move a bit slowly, and it's quite bureaucratic. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean,
In
they're
your
trying to
experience.
process application in under 4 months,
Mm-hmm.
which is very good, including how busy is Italy with immigration. I mean, the immigration system in Italy is very overwhelmed, especially with people
The
outside the
migrants.
EU, the
Yeah,
migrants
yeah,
and asylum seekers. So it's have a lot of queues, but they're trying to put, yeah, a special, you can say, entity or government responsibility to process the people who would like to invest in the golden visa, uh, with a promise of 4 months and even sooner.
yeah. 4 months is not bad. Do you know how much time it takes now for the golden visa in Greece to get processed? Do you have any information on that?
From 3 to 6 months, that's the average. Sometimes take more, depending on which time of the year you apply. The more summer times, summer months is, it's take much time, more time. That's the thing here.
I understand.
You can
Yeah,
get
yeah. Okay.
pre-approval. That the pre-approval can come as fast as a couple of weeks once you buy the property, but the actual approval and the residence card could take some time.
All right. And how can you assist people? For example, if someone would come to you, how can you assist people with the Greek golden visa, for example? What would be the
It,
process if someone would come to you?
it's a very straightforward process. I mean, we will set up like a free call. We go through the eligibility questions and make sure that he have the eligible funds, and then we find a project that match is eligible for the golden visa, and then we share the information. He might, I mean, the client sometimes buy the property without seeing it, or can do like a video call to the property location. We provide as much as information about the property. You transfer the fund, acquire the property, get the documents, and then start the process for the application.
Okay. Okay. That's pretty straightforward. All right. And I guess you're gonna guide the clients all the way through
Yes,
with your
definitely,
partners,
definitely.
with the
Yeah, I
local
mean,
partners.
yes, yeah. I mean, I work with 120 countries all around the world, and we're not just using ourselves. And normally, it's like, and I advise my clients to not go for the cheapest option or the hot options or the. I mean, it doesn't have to fit with their aims for 5 to 10 years. Whatever they are doing, they look for the future and see how much of benefits they will get from what they are doing at an investment. It could be just investment. Some people do it at an investment. outside my country. As you know, there's many countries have a lot of
Backup plan. Yeah.
a backup plan. It could be backup plan. It could be crisis plan. It could be future retirement plan or early work from anywhere opportunity, or even an investment. You can use it at Airbnb or put it in the resell it in the market. Some people I know, they got the golden visa, especially in Portugal, 10 years ago or 8 years ago, and then they sell the property. They make huge amount of profits, and they already got the passport. So it's a win-win situation. You can get the money back, and you get the passport in your hand, which is amazing thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically just a tax for being a good citizen, I guess, at one point. Yeah,
Yes.
or a future good
Yes.
citizen. Yeah. Yeah,
That's right.
fantastic.
That's right.
That's good to hear. We're going to leave a lot of links in the description of this show to get in contact with Mo, to follow us. So we do have a lot of ways to get contacted. Also, make sure to follow us on social media. We're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram. So just stay in touch, because we've got the news and shows like this quite often. Just to bring you the latest things in the digital nomad and remote working space. Mo, I think we had another thing on the list, and that was the Cyprus citizenship, which right now, from what I've read, it can only take 3.5 years to obtain. So, what's up with that?
It used to be actually the standard. They have two routes. The standard route, it's 7 years for almost everyone, but they have come up with something called highly skilled non-EU nationals are now eligible to
Mm-hmm.
apply for citizenship as little as 3.5 years. Okay, that
Yeah,
will be the fastest or shortest time frame offered by any EU country,
any EU country. And do you have to
and
go
it's
through permanent residency or temporary residency before that?
yeah, actually, it's just. I mean, anyone decide to live in Cyprus, they go to the temporary resident, but they don't have to go through the permanent resident. This is a fast track route. Normally, the permanent resident take 5 years, so you will be eligible after 3.5 years only, but you need to be officially coded in the processing time for naturalization. I mean, this is a very, you can say, a very specific. You must be non-EU national.
Mm-hmm.
They have to do something called character assessment. You have to be good citizen. It's like similar to the applying for a British or Irish citizen or Canadian or
Yes.
American. Yeah, and you
So it's
have
a
to
pretty
understand.
serious application. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's not for everyone. It's only for people who are already in Cyprus, and they are consider themselves highly skilled. Highly skilled mean that they investing in the country, they running a business, they making taxes, they paying their taxes on time. So you have to make the 3.5 years and avoid any problems. And also you have to learn Greek. That's one of the requirements.
Yes,
It will not.
yes.
They will not. It will not be based in English. You need to. You don't have to speak fluent Greek, but at least you need to make a proper conversation on the Greek, because you have to pass a test.
So you're saying that you have to live in Cyprus to be able to apply at the end of the 3.5 years, right? Is that how it
Yes.
works?
Yeah. Yes.
All
Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
and you can
And
be employed though. You can be employed and pay taxes. So is anyone employed non-EU who lives there for 3.5 years eligible to apply? And
not everyone. You have to be highly skilled. Highly skilled. That's
mm-hmm.
mean that you have to do a professional job that require much more. You can say upper skills understanding. You could be like a professional accountant, a lawyer, international lawyer, international accountant, or you operate your own business, or you are. I think they didn't mention how much salary you can get, but I think higher salary or higher skilled, for my experience in other countries, it will be at least 50k euros. That's the minimum. That's
That's the
so you
minimum
can pay
income
enough.
yearly. Yes.
Yes, yes, to pay enough taxes on top of this, so you can be considered highly skilled. Cyprus, you can say, economy is not in the high end. 50k euros for Germany, this is very low, but 50k in Cyprus, that's a very good salary, because it's not that expensive compared to West Europe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. That's what I know about Cyprus. That salaries are not that high as in Western Europe
Yes.
still.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
They're trying to attract
yeah.
high end. They're trying to bring in workforce from other countries that eligible to get the citizenship, because normally to get the separate citizenship, it takes at least 7 to 8 years, and it's a very long process, and it have to be approved by the government. So you're trying to make this faster route to open up the people already in the country, and they didn't think about applying before. That's the thing.
Yes. But Mo, so how does it work then? At the end of the 3.5 years, you have to start applying, and then it's going to take another half a year to get the citizenship. What's the
Yes.
timeline here?
I mean, normally you need to start the process once you finish the 3.5 years inside the country. That's the first thing, and you need to be ready with the document itself, the Greek certification, the taxes, and what you have done during the last 3 years in the country, and what kind of you can say links and roots into the cyber economy itself and yourself. Have you set up your family there? Have you buy property? Are you planning to stay in the country or get the passport and go in other locations? So you have to be very careful when trying to apply for this. Not to do it yourself. You have to use a local lawyer who understand about the citizenship, and you have to be very careful with the information you provide, because once you submitted the information, there is no. If you're being rejected, you're being rejected. You'll not be able to apply again. You'll not be able to apply this rule again. So you have to be very careful what you're doing. Yes.
Yeah. You have to treat it very seriously, and definitely be in touch with a lawyer, because I think it would be a shame to miss on this opportunity. Cyprus is a great country,
Yes.
and also I believe that it is part of the Schengen area, right? So
yes, definitely, yeah.
That would open the possibilities of exploring Europe and just living there.
Definitely, yeah. It's a very powerful passport. Yeah, the Cyprus passport is one of the it's much more powerful than the British now.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, a lot of great insights, Mo. Thanks for that. I know you've been a while in Cyprus, and you've got a lot of on the ground information. So I think you're also the right person to talk if anyone needs any kind of advice on Cyprus. And I think still it's one of the most affordable programs in the EU, if I'm not wrong, citizenship programs, right?
Yeah. That's. I mean, there's many people
For
who
non-EU
will start,
citizens, obviously. Yeah.
will start considering Cyprus because of this route. It's like, I mean, I can work in a tech company or even remotely. I can get a good salary, and then at the end of the 3 years, I can apply for citizenship. It's like match made in
It's a
heaven.
no-brainer. Yeah, absolutely. Great. Great, Mo. I mean, one thing I want to mention now at the end of the show is that Japan has also announced the digital nomad visa, which is fantastic news. I love Japan. I love Asia. So it will kick off at the end of March. And basically, you need to earn about 1 million yen, which in US dollars is about $60,000, I believe, or 69 or $65,000, something like that. It's just 1 million yen, I know for sure. And then you can stay for 6 months. It used to be 3 months for most of the passports, but right now you can, with this visa, will be able to stay about 6 months in the country, which is great. You've got a lot of time to explore Japan. I think the yen is down, so if you're earning euros, pounds, or dollars, I think this is really a good time to go and explore Japan on the cheap, so to say. So fantastic news there. Great news, yeah. Well,
Perfectly.
Thanks a lot, Mo. It's been really fun. Really fun to have you back. We're going to link a lot of things in the bottom in the description. And thanks a lot for all the information you've given us. Stay global, everyone. Keep an eye on us. Watch our channels, and we'll catch you soon.
It's my pleasure. Next time we'll be together on the beach.
For sure.
Okay, take
care, Mo.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.